God bless the USA. This is a big crowd. This is a big, beautiful crowd. I wish the fake news back there would show it. I wish they'd spin their cameras and show it, because nobody would believe it. You know, the other day, Biden was saying, I got big crowds, meaning him. He gets big crowds. He doesn't know what a big... And there were like 93 people there. 93, you know what that is? That's where the front row Joes sit, right here, 93. We got more than 93 front row Joes. Hello, Butler, and hello to Pennsylvania. I'm thrilled to be back in this beautiful Commonwealth with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots, and that's what you are, and we got to bring our country back to health, because our country is going to hell, if you haven't noticed. Millions and millions of people are pouring in from prisons and from mental institutions. We're going to stop it. We're going to get it stopped. We're going to bring them back. As he said, we're going to bring them back. We're going to deport. With the help of everyone here tonight, we're going to win Pennsylvania this November. We're going to defeat crooked Joe Biden and laughing Kamala Harris. And we're going to take back the White House, and we're going to take back our country. We're going to take it back. Our country's been stolen from us. You see that? It's the greatest, one of the greatest crimes is what they've done over 4 years and hiding what the obvious facts are, isn't it? Huh? Isn't it a shame? You run for the president of the United States from a basement. All very dishonest stuff, but you know, we're going to have the greatest election. I tell you what, we did fantastically in 2016. We did much better in 2020. You know, we did much better. And it was rigged. It was a rigged deal, but we did much better. But it's nothing compared to the enthusiasm all over, not just in Pennsylvania, all over. There's nothing compared to the enthusiasm that we've seen over the last year. Because, I mean, a year, think of it, year and a half ago it started. It really started from immediately after the election. You want to know the truth. But a year and a half ago, we were seeing crowds of people desperate to have rallies, desperate to have anything to take back our country. And we're going to take it back. Next week, the Republican Party will hold its convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And 5 days from now, we will officially accept the Republican nomination for president of the United States. Right? And we're going to get a good senator. I'll tell you, you have a real stiff right now in office. He's a stiff. You know, your current senator, I never met him. I don't think I've ever met him. I was only there 4 years, but I don't think I ever met him. I'll tell you, that's your senator. He votes with Biden or whoever happens to be furthest left. We got to get him elected. McCormick. We got to get McCormick, press McCormick. He's a good man, too. He's a valiant fighter. He's a great, great gentleman. So we're going to bring him up for can we bring him up for a couple of minutes later, a little bit later? All right. You get ready, McCormick. You get ready. I'll get you up here. The world will see a vibrant Republican Party that is bigger, stronger, more confident, and more united than ever before. And that's what we are. We're the most united party now. You know, I'm watching the fake news go crazy because they're saying the Republican Party has not been united since Ronald Reagan like it is right now. It was united under Ronald Reagan the second time. It was very united. And they said there's never been anything like it. They've never seen a movement like this. Make America great again. You know, Joe Biden talks about we have to stop MAGA. MAGA means make America great again, Joe. It means make America great again. That's all we want to do. If he was doing the job, I wouldn't even be doing this. I'd be at some beautiful place with a gorgeous ocean, the Mediterranean, the Atlantic, maybe the Pacific. Thank you. Thank you. And said I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a senator elected and to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it. And it's not easy because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people, criminals. We have criminals. We have drug dealers. We have people that should not be here. And it's much tougher than if it happened. We had the strongest border ever. In recorded history, we had the best border. In fact, if they could ever put up a chart, I don't know if they can do it. Do you guys have access to that chart that I love so much? You don't mind if I go off teleprompter, do you? Because these teleprompters are so damn boring. I try and explain that. Oh, there's it. Wow. You guys are doing it. They're getting better with time. My guys, take a look at that chart. Take a look at the arrow on the bottom. See the big red arrow, right? So that's when I left office. That was the lowest point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Move it there. Hold. When you're ready. On you.
Ready?
Move. Up. Move. Go.
Up. Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here. Move it to the stair.
Stair, get ready. Stair, get ready.
We ready? Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move?
We're clear.
We're clear.
Let's move.
We're clear.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes.
Hold on in your head. Bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Move to the bus.
Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down. Get the shoe.
Watch out.
What the hell is going on when something like this is happening? That they're gonna go out of their way and try and assassinate someone for running for president. Like, I understand people have hate for the guy, but let's be serious here. He's just as human as the rest of
Gentlelady
us.
yields back. Gentlelady from Wyoming's right.
Like, people
I
trying
think there
to
are a few
assassinate
things that should
him,
be
right?
cleared up today. First
Let's
of all,
see,
we are
what else
not a
do we have?
democracy. We are a republic. I
I'll
think it's
see if I can
extremely
find
important
something else.
to remember that and to understand our form of government.
I just can't
I also
believe
think that
what
this is
I'm
one of the
seeing
reasons
right
why
now.
people dislike politicians. We
Yeah,
all know what's
yeah.
happening here. We know that Alan Bragg's prosecution of
My channel.
President Trump is Exhibit A of the left's by any means
Okay, just
necessary
that.
lawfare
Yeah.
campaign against President Trump. Alvin Bragg's prosecution of President Trump opened a dangerous Pandora's box of politically motivated prosecutions of political opponents.
Let's see, what are they saying?
You know, anything that they've been doing online, because there may be connections that just aren't apparent right now that they're going to find.
All right, Hal, so we continue here to show some more of that footage from earlier today. I do want to bring up this, though, breaking news. It has been confirmed by the Associated Press. We have here shooter dead and rally attendee killed at Trump event in Pennsylvania, Butler County District Attorney tells the AP. So we are going to continue on this conversation, of course, but for right now, for anyone that has just joined us, I do want to go ahead and re-rack that entire chaos, that incident that happened earlier today. We have been showcasing on the screen, but of course without sound. And I think it's very important for the audience to just hear in full exactly what happened. So I'd like to play that out for everyone here next.
And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Move it there. Hold. When you're ready. On you.
Ready?
Move.
Up.
Move. Go.
Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here. Move it to the stair.
Stair, get ready. Stair, get ready.
You ready?
Shooters down. Shooters down.
Are we good?
Shooters down.
Shooters down. Are we good to move?
Shooters down. We're good to move.
Clear.
We're
Let's
clear.
move.
We're clear.
Let's move.
We're clear.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes.
Hold that in your head, buddy.
So we got to move to the class. Move to the class.
Let me get my shoes.
Okay. Shoot down. Fire. Get the shield.
Watch out.
Okay, there you have it, the very scary, intense moments from earlier today in Butler of Pennsylvania. They're at a campaign rally for the former president. We do have a breaking news at this moment, courtesy of Blake Hansen over at Fox News. Here, he says the AP is confirming shooter dead and rally attendee killed at Trump event in Pennsylvania. Butler County District Attorney tells the AP. Let's continue on dissecting this entire chain of events and where this investigation goes from here. Joining me once again, I have my colleague Austin Westfall, and also national security expert, counterterrorism analyst, and also someone who has worked closely with the Secret Service, Hal Kemper. Austin, I understand that you also had some comments to make about this breaking news and something you would like to ask Hal.
So, you know, I'll just reset real quick for the folks that may just be joining. Donald Trump's campaign says that he is, quote, fine after being whisked off of the stage after those apparent gunshots rang out. The quote that the campaign sent out says that President Trump thanks law enforcement and first responders for their quick action during this heinous act. He is fine and is being checked out at a local medical facility. More details will follow. We've also heard from the Secret Service in a statement that says that the former president is safe. We do know that President Biden has been briefed on the matter. He's met with the director of the Secret Service. He's also met with the head of the Department of Homeland Security, Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. So, Hal, my question for you, we're talking about a rally attendee being killed. We're working purely in the realm of speculation here, but there were people sitting behind Trump. This is not out of the question that this could have been some sort of collateral damage.
Oh, the attendee that was killed certainly was collateral damage. I would say at this point, the working assumption would be that President Trump was the target. I don't think anybody would assume that they were aiming at anybody else. I can't imagine any scenario where someone would plan to murder someone or to shoot someone at a presidential rally. That just wouldn't happen. That wouldn't make any sense. So obviously President Trump was the target, but look, he's surrounded by people. If you look at what's going on there are so many people around him. Initially, when we didn't have any reports anybody had been hit, I was a little bit surprised. There are so many people there that if a round came from almost any direction, one might assume it was going to hit somebody. And of course, it does tell you something that it not only hit someone, but they are deceased, which will, I could make some inferences on, without knowing anything about the ballistics, that it has to be a fairly substantial round that would do that. So I'm thinking it could be a very small caliber round, and that would be consistent with what we heard. But with that said, now that I know that somebody in the area was actually killed, depending on how many rounds were fired, it could be a larger caliber round that was further out. We don't have a lot of information on this. That's the issue right now. We don't know much. It could have been something as small as a 22, which is a very small round. It could have been something larger like a 380. Those tend to be smaller rounds, or sometimes called 9mm short. Those are smaller rounds, or a 25 caliber round. These are all smaller rounds. And these might be rounds that somebody would put in, say, an improvised firearm that they could basically sneak into a rally like this and maybe use it as a weapon. They wouldn't have. They probably wouldn't have a lot of rounds that they could fire. It wouldn't be a fully fledged firearm like a regular semi-automatic weapon. It'd probably be very limited in what it could do. And but that could have been somebody who was right there. Although what we see is that there was somebody, everybody turned off, to.
I'm now going to show you the moment that just happened when the former president was speaking at his rally. Let's watch that video.
Take a look at what happened.
Okay. So what you are watching is video from just a few moments ago when former President Donald Trump was on stage at his rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. You see the Secret Service who were surrounding him. You see how they got him to the ground and that they were waiting to move him after we heard those noises. We don't know what those noises were at this point. We do know that they get him off the stage and that the former president was in his armored vehicle. They have now left the site of that incident. So the former president, Donald Trump, no longer there at that rally site in Butler, Pennsylvania. I'm going to let you watch more to see this full thing unfold. You see they move him off the stage.
It's okay to sit there and call people names and say you don't like them because of their political views.
He is standing up.
When you go trying to assassinate someone that's a father, a husband, a former president,
what his status is, but you see him put his fists up, and you see him doing a fist pump. It appears like he's saying fight. It looks as if there might be blood on his ear. Again, these are pictures we are just seeing for the first time right now as the former president is led off the stage in Butler, Pennsylvania, after we heard loud noises and he was rushed to the ground, and then you see the Secret Service around him, getting him into his vehicle.
Running now.
Now, we do not know where he has gone. We just know that he was put into that car right there. While you see his fist in the air, it does appear as if there is some blood on his ear. Unclear how that happened. Secret Service get him into the vehicle and rush him off that site and get him out of there. Again, we don't know where the former president is at this exact moment, only that he was taken away from the rally site there in Butler, Pennsylvania. Again, if you were just tuning in, former President Donald Trump was minutes into his rally there in Pennsylvania when we heard loud noises. He was thrown to the ground by Secret Service agents who then rushed him in, as you're watching now, to that car and drove him off site. Our reporter, Elena Treen, witnessed this all unfold. Elena, I think you're here with us. I want to go out to Elena so she can tell us more of what she saw from her vantage point. Elena?
Comment section knows how bad
Hi, Jessica. Yeah, so it's been a very chaotic couple of minutes.
For the news, but
a lot of tension.
let's see what's
right now. There's a bunch of people that are watching this. You know what's needed
this
today?
Guy.
Volunteers.
He hates
kind of
Trump.
volunteers?
This dude down in the bottom.
Ex-Navy SEALs.
He hates
ex-Special Forces.
But
Ex-Special
this
Ops.
podcast
Take
is amazing.
5 months
So
off
anybody that's
work. See, I'm not
watching
working the
my
next 5
stream,
months. My priority
Patrick,
is the protection of this man.
Davis. Yeah,
Anybody that worked any kind of special ops, protection, anything you did, and you're the best of the best of the best, somebody at the top needs to filter that you're not somebody that's trying to manipulate, and they have to process all of you, background checks, all these things that you can do, and there's plenty of ways to doing that. But there needs to be volunteer work. People that run AV companies, that do a couple $100 million per year. I'm talking legit AV companies. They need to call and say, guys, why can't you do?
Let's see. Officer Tatum. Love this guy.
Yeah, I can talk more to that. You know, I was on a SWAT team, and I was never a part of a presidential protection unit. But I know how tactically we work with the FBI, we work with Secret Service to do a lot of other stuff. And so obviously you have a contingency of a SWAT operation from the municipal police or the sheriff.
Yeah, we'll check Sky News. We'll see what Sky News has to say.
The incident took place at a rally in Pennsylvania. If you've just tuned in, being reported as an apparent shooting, the White House calling it an incident. Either way, you have a look at how it played out.
It's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Every time I see that, that's insane. Like, we just lost Pauly Shore today, and now we're dealing with this. Not Pauly Shore. Why did I say Pauly Shore? I meant Richard Simmons. Yeah. Only because, I know why, because Pauly Shore was doing that short movie he made. But, yeah.
You ready? Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move?
I just can't believe
Let's move.
this is insane to know that somebody went out of their way to go to a Trump rally and actually shot him. Like, and they shot him in the ear. So just imagine how close that is.
To that, Donald Trump, with blood on his face, raised his fist to the air. Let's go live to our colleague Annalise Nielsen in Milwaukee. You're there ahead of the Republican National Convention, which has taken on now a very different look after what appears to have been an assassination attempt, Annalise.
Yeah, look, we're still waiting for all those official confirmations, but it's quite plain in that vision that there's blood on the face of Donald Trump, and you could hear those popping sounds, which do sound like gunshots. And in fact, you can even see, because it's known that bullets travel faster than you can hear them. So he goes to grab his ear, and then you hear the pops. That's quite consistent with someone being shot. And so this is a moving incident. They've called it a live crime scene, and they're evacuating everyone within the area as that begins. We have a statement here from the Secret Service I can share with you now, saying an incident occurred the evening of July 13 at a Trump rally in Pennsylvania. The Secret Service has implemented protective measures, and the former president is safe. This is now an active Secret Service investigation, and further information information will be released when available. We also have a statement now from the Trump campaign where they've said President Trump thanks law enforcement and first responders for their quick action during this heinous act. He is fine and is being checked out at a local medical facility. More details will follow. So what this shows is just how precarious this election's going to be, especially as that support for Joe Biden goes down. People see where this is heading, and this is obviously helped precipitate this event. I can tell you I've attended a lot of Trump rallies over the years, and the security is extremely tight. It always is. For us to get camera equipment in, you have to go early, leave it there. The Secret Service does a sweep. Then you're allowed back in after you go through airport-style security, and every single person in that facility should go through that kind of security as well. So there's huge questions about how any firearm was allowed that close to the former president and not in the hands of a Secret Service agent. From the vision, the wider shots, you can apparently see, and the CNN reporter was saying this, that it was far off to the left, but to get that close, to graze the Donald Trump as they have done there are huge questions about how this has come to pass, because we all know just how many people are out to get Donald Trump. And so, like any former president, they get the Secret Service detail, but he, as we all know, is divisive in opinion. So this should have been well foreseeable, and in this kind of controlled environment is just unheard of to have this kind of breach. He was rushed by a protester in 2016 in Ohio at a rally, but this is next level.
Is among the dead. The shooter in this incident is also dead. So we have that confirmed through the Associated Press. The person who fired shots in an assassination attempt on former President Trump is dead, and sadly, an innocent person attending this peaceful rally has also been killed. Wow. Charles, I mean, there are no words that this would happen in our country anywhere, but particularly, God Bless America is more than a song.
Person was far left.
We really
I'll tell you, we got to be so grateful that the former president is alive, that at this point in time, he seems to be okay. We need to be thankful for the amazing job of the first responders, Secret Service, law enforcement on the ground to shield him with their own bodies, protect him, and get him out of harm's way and to a hospital so he can immediately be seen. You know, this is an area that is controlled by the Secret Service. Everybody coming in to this rally goes through screening by the Secret Service Uniform Division, where they are searched for hazardous items, including weapons. So the big question here is, did the shots, this being an outdoor venue, did the shots come from within that screened or clean area, or did it come from?
I'm going to interrupt you, but just confirming, the Associated Press says that one of the rally attendees is among the dead. The shooter in this incident is also dead. So we have that confirmed through the Associated Press. The person who fired shots in an assassination attempt on former President Trump is dead, and sadly, an innocent person attending this peaceful rally has also been killed. Wow. Charles, I mean, there are no words that this would happen in our country anywhere, but particularly, God Bless America is more than a song. It's we really
I'll tell you, we got to be so grateful that the former president is alive, that at this point in time, he seems to be okay. We need to be thankful for the amazing job of the first responders, Secret Service, law enforcement.
Hold. Are you ready? On you. Ready. Move. Move. Go.
Hawkeye's here.
Move it to the stand.
Get ready.
You ready? Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move?
We're
Let's
clear.
move. Let's move.
We're clear.
Nice to meet you. Let me get my shoes.
Let me get my shoes.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we gotta move to class. Let me get my shoes.
Watch out.
Well, Biden should be saying something right now. He should be going out there and giving a statement saying how he doesn't support this type of stuff.